Nice to see you once again.
Thank you all for coming. This is a great day for the entire Huntsman School community. It's an especially great day for our graduates, and we're proud of each and every one of them. On behalf of Utah State University and the John M. Huntsman School of Business, it's a great honor to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. We're pleased to have seated with us on the dais this afternoon Scott Nixon and Lane Thomas, both members of the USU Board of Trustees, and Eric Hawley from the President's Executive Committee. Gentlemen, will you please stand and be recognized? Also with us are Ben Farah, who has been the Huntsman School Senator this past year, and Trevor Olson, who was the USU Student Body President this last year. Ben and Trevor, we greatly appreciate everything you've done for the Huntsman School and for the university. Please stand and be recognized for our hard work. We also have some China students who will be in the first rows of our section here today. I want to give special attention and recognition to 5 students from China who represent those students who are studying for Utah State University degrees in China, and they've all traveled all the way from Hong Kong to join us to receive their degrees in economics. So as I say your name, please stand. Jun Bo Jun, Cherry Chung Khan, Ho Hee Michelle Lan, Ho Ching Lo, Wylon Patrick Kuhn, Phelps Wang Young. Thank you for joining us. We're also very pleased today to have with us Gail Miller, who will be our commencement speaker. Gail, will you please stand and be recognized? And we dare not forget some of our most important guests who are here today. Would all the families and friends of our graduates please stand and be recognized? And now, graduates, will you please stand and thank your honored families and friends for being here and supporting you during the past day. I'd also like to recognize my colleagues in the Huntsman School, our department heads, associate deans, faculty, and staff who are here with us today. Will the great faculty and staff of the Huntsman School of Business please stand and be recognized? Our program today will follow the following outline. Following my remarks, we will hear from our valedictorian, Nick Murray. After Nick's remarks, we will hear from Gail Miller, our commencement speaker. We'll then award the diplomas, and then I'll have some brief concluding remarks. As you know, we pride ourselves on operating on a simple, guiding philosophy. Do the right thing for our students. Just focus on the students and their success, whether in designing a new building, in hiring incredible new faculty, creating great new courses and programs, and amazing results will follow. Once again, it's been another remarkable year here at the Huntsman School, and it all centers on our incredible students. Just a few weeks ago, Utah State University held its annual Robbins Award program, recognizing some of the outstanding students, faculty, and staff achievements of the year. And as some of you know, the culminating event of that award of that event is named for Bill E. Robbins, in whose honor the entire event is named. And that was given this year to Casey Major, a student in our accounting program. That same week, we received word that Madeline Fife, another Huntsman student and the incoming Huntsman Scholar President, was selected as one of 58 Truman Scholars across the entire country. Madeline is just the 4th Truman Scholar in USU history. And for the 6th straight year in a row, one of our own, Ashley Waddups, was elected Student Body President. Wonderful achievements. Congratulations to each of these. These achievements are just 3 of the many amazing accomplishments by our students. It takes persistent, hard work, focus, and dedication to achieve this success. It also takes some degree of comfort with risk. The Huntsman School motto is "Dare Mighty Things." This phrase is taken from a speech by President Theodore Roosevelt, in which President Roosevelt paid homage to those who enter the arena who actually strive to do deeds, who at the best know in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he or she fails, at least fail while daring greatly. Casey, Madeline, Ashley, and so many others like them dared greatly and now know the triumph of high achievement. But we also have so many students from many different backgrounds and circumstances who also dare mighty things and through their own triumphs of high achievement transform their lives and those of their loved ones. Julie Dersch, who will graduate next December with a master's degree in Management Information Systems, is one such student. Julie received her bachelor's degree in political science from Utah State University in 1991. After working for a few years here in Cache Valley, Julie married, and she and her husband Darren, also an Aggie, started a family. In 2012, Darren passed away unexpectedly of natural causes. Through this tragedy, as a single mom with 5 kids, Julie knew she had to take care of her family. And so she enrolled in a graduate program in a field far from her previous educational experience because she knew it would help transform her life. She has been an outstanding student, and Dr. David Olson, our department head for Management Information Systems, told me that Julie already has 2 outstanding job offers and will likely receive more. Julie Dersch dared mighty things, and in the face of real tragedy, I am confident that in the end she will know the triumph of high achievement. As I'm sure everyone here knows, we also opened our new business building this spring. John M. Huntsman Hall was opened officially on March 16th. Just in the few weeks that it's been open, Huntsman Hall has been all that we imagined it would be, providing a first-rate facility for teaching. Why did we build Huntsman Hall? We made it so that our students like Julie and Casey and Madeline and Ashley and Ben and Trevor and all of you and those of our students who will come after you could have a facility that would be worthy of your very best efforts. We knew that regardless of your background and your circumstances and your own dreams and aspirations, if we'd build a facility of truly outstanding quality, it would awake and inspire each of us to do our very best. Our faculty to teach the very best way they knew how, our students to study and learn and contribute in the very best way they know how. So for all these reasons and so many more, I want to offer my congratulations to each of our incredible students who we are honoring here today. We are so proud of you and what you represent. One of the things we like to do at this time of year is to recognize a number of faculty, staff, and students who've won college honors. Our Huntsman School Award recipients are with us on the dais, and their names can be found in the programs. I'll ask the award recipients to please stand and be recognized. I'm going to ask the audience to hold your applause until we've named all of our award recipients. First, Dr. Pamela Dubin Bryant, USU Teacher of the Year. Dr. Allison Cook, College Researcher of the Year. Dr. David Olson, Graduate Mentor of the Year. Dr. Shannon Peterson, USU Faculty Advisor of the Year. Catherine McConkey, Employee of the Year. Dr. Ed Stafford, Faculty Service Award winner. Isela Phelps, Professional Advisor of the Year. Preston Nagley, Scholar of the Year. Julie Dersch, Legacy of Utah State. Caitlin Miller, Kiwanis Outstanding Senior, and our valedictorian, Nicholas Murray. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to all of our award winners. We will now hear from our valedictorian, Nick Murray. Nick grew up in Cache Valley and comes from a family of Skyview Bobcats and Utah State Aggies. He's graduating today with a degree in business administration. Amid his years of college, Nick served an LDS mission in northern New England. He was a member of the USU Dental Club, where he served in humanitarian trips to Tijuana, Mexico, as well as aided fellow pre-dental students in their professional school preparations. Nick will begin a dentistry program at The Ohio State University this fall. He's excited to take his business knowledge and experience into the field of dentistry and hopes it will further help him empower, educate, and elevate his future patients. Nick?
I look out across the spectrum and see a room full of successful people. Those who contributed, administrators, advisors, professors, staff, parents, family, friends, and those who achieved, my fellow graduates. All of you succeeded in your efforts. You deserve this moment. For us graduates, the rewards for our accomplishments are many, ranging from memories to skills, from degrees to opportunities, from wisdom to relationships. I would also add that we've earned ourselves that shiny new Huntsman Hall. It's just too bad we won't be needing that anymore. Nevertheless, the rewards for our accomplishments are many. However, I feel that the greatest benefit is yet to come, if we so choose it. I learned from one of my great mentors that the best compliment a leader can give him or herself is to pave the way for future leaders and rejoice in their success. It is in the spirit of that important lesson that I wish to address you. We must realize that prosperity is paired with a decision, because there are two types of successful people in this world. I will label them the prizer and the paver. The prizer is one that seeks or contends for a prize, while the paver is one that creates a path. Their success is related to a quote from American author George Saunders, who stated that success is like a mountain that keeps growing ahead of you as you hike it. So imagine with me that the prizer and the paver are both hikers on this never-ending mountain of success. The higher they travel, the more successful they are, and both end up reaching great heights. With his success, the prizer decides to construct a statue of himself, a grand tribute to his noble achievement at a point that no one else has reached before. Meanwhile, the paver constructs a path up the mountain, reaching as high as she can go, a humble aid to future travelers. So what is the difference between these two triumphant hikers? The prizer builds a monument to himself, one which will be eventually surpassed and quickly forgotten by others. The paver cements her legacy and the path she provides for others to succeed. She helps put the success in her successors. The prizer does not want to be surpassed and resents the progress of others. The paver hopes to be surpassed and rejoices in the progress of others. The prizer is so invested in his monument that he cannot leave it behind and ceases to climb any further. The paver is continually improving and refreshing her path as she extends it onward and upward. The prizer's satisfaction comes like a flash of lightning, big and bright in the moment of victory, but alone in its glory, and gone a second later. The paver's satisfaction is like a burning fire, growing stronger and brighter as it is fueled by the ascent of those who follow her path. The prizer's pride stems from self-exaltation. The paver's pride pours from collective elevation. The prizer lives for the outcome, and the paver lives for the journey. As I've described these two climbers of success, I'm sure you have thought of many prizers and pavers in your own life. We are certainly surrounded by many pavers today who we owe much of our progress to. And here we stand at a monumental and decisive spot on the never-ending mountain of success. The decision we again face is this: Who will I be, the prizer or the paver? Adam Grant, in his innovative book, Give and Take, designates this distinction further. He describes prizers and pavers in a similar context of takers and givers. And he adds in a third category called matchers, or people who strive to preserve an equal balance of giving and getting. Grant goes on to illustrate in his book that because our world and our careers are increasingly connected and interdependent, givers can ascend far higher than matchers and takers. Givers have stronger networks that stem from sincere service. They have increased knowledge and skills from solving other people's problems. And they have a more powerful influence, fueled by the respect and admiration they earn. Just think of the great pavers in your own life and how far up the mountain of success they have traveled. In comparing takers to givers or prizers to pavers, perhaps the most relevant depiction I can give is one based on business principles. You can either be the prizer and place all of your eggs in one basket, risking all of your satisfaction on a single, self-centered investment. Or you can be the paver and diversify your portfolio, wisely investing in the success of yourself and many others, thereby increasing your chances of a net gain life. So as we take this moment and pause in our traversal up the mountain of life, to soak in the scenery of our success, to look back on the trails we have traveled, and to prepare for the ascent ahead, I say this: make the most of your achievements. Choose to be pavers. Thank you all very much.
Great job, Nick. Congratulations. We're proud of you and your many accomplishments and wish you very well in your studies at Ohio State. And now for our commencement address. This afternoon, we're privileged to hear from one of the icons of Utah, Gail Miller. Gail is the owner of the Larry H. Miller Group of Companies. Gail and her late husband, Larry, grew their business into one of the largest privately owned companies in the United States. Beginning with the purchase of Toyota of Murray in 1979, the Larry H. Miller Group is now comprised of more than 80 businesses and properties operating in 46 states and employing more than 10,000 people. This includes 55 automobile dealerships, more than 100 sports apparel, retail stores, 18 movie theater complexes, the Utah Jazz, Salt Lake Bees, television, radio stations, and several other automotive, financial, and sports, real estate, retail, and hospitality companies. Gail has a strong legacy of giving back to the community in which the LHM Group conducts its business. This includes financial contributions as well as her time and service and that of group employees. Utah State University, along with many other schools and universities in our region, has benefited from the Miller family's charity. We are grateful for their support of our new Huntsman Hall and for the time, talent, and treasure provided by the Miller family as well as by our alumni and friends who work for the Miller Group of Companies. I feel so fortunate to have had the opportunity to get to know Gail. Her example of ethical leadership and entrepreneurial spirit inspires us. They are pillars of the Huntsman School, capabilities and qualities that we aspire to achieve and to develop in our students. We're so pleased, Gail, that you've agreed to be our speaker. Thank you so much.
It's a privilege for me to be here today. You've accomplished something that I've never done, and that's graduate from college. Congratulations to each one of you. What you've accomplished in reaching your educational goal will no doubt serve you well for the rest of your life. Today, you're crossing a bridge. This bridge will take you from the life you've dedicated to your education to a world of practical application. As you cross over, you will have the opportunity to use your knowledge and the toolbox of skills that you've collected along the way to build bridges for others who will also need to cross a chasm when they're trying to reach their goals. I would like to share 3 things with you that, if you add to your toolbox of knowledge, will help make your journey's life a little more rewarding. I speak about these 3 things because I've found them to be foundational to success. They're values, hard work, and money. It's not my intent to give you a lecture. I know you've had enough of those. But I do want to share with you some insights that I believe will be beneficial to you as you move into the next chapters of your life. Larry and I were married for 44 years before he passed away. During that time, we did some very important things, and one of those was to build the Larry H. Miller Group of companies. We started with a single Toyota dealership and 30 employees in Murray, Utah in 1979. Today, as been mentioned, we have over 80 companies, almost 11,000 employees, and annual revenue in excess of $5 billion. Over the years, there were many times that we found ourselves at the beginning of something new. Buying our first dealership, going into debt to keep the Utah Jazz here, building a movie theater, creating a racetrack, or some other new adventure. Again and again, we found ourselves stepping into the unknown, much as you're doing today. In some ways, it never got easier. Along with the excitement, each new venture brought with it some trepidation. For us, that was why it was so important to have something to guide us, and that something was values. Values are the individual and personal standards of what is valuable or important to you. Life can be much easier when you acknowledge your values and when you make plans and decisions that honor them. As I reflect on the events in our lives, I realize that our values have always been our guiding principles. For us, they're clear, constant, and simple. They include integrity, hard work, stewardship, and service. Time and time again, I've seen the power of these values throughout our business. Whether it was a talented person who wanted to come to work for us, someone who owned a dealership and wanted to sell to us, or a customer who appreciated the way we conduct our business and wants to patronize us, values have played an important role. What are your values? What drives you? Take time to think about, clarify, and write down your values. Define who you are or who you want to be, and then be it. Put them in black and white and consistently practice living them. Everything you do in life will be shaped by your personal set of values. The simple reality is that you determine what your values are. Is it important to you to be honest, reliable, generous, productive, punctual? I promise you, an employer will look for those qualities, and if you've cultivated them along with others that matter to you, you will go to the top of the employee pool. Most of us think that success is something we pursue, but I believe Jim Rohn was right when he said, success is something you attract by the person you become. Einstein reportedly said, try not to become a person of success, but rather a person of value. With a clear set of values, your life has a firm foundation, whether it's being entrepreneurial, working for someone, or raising a family, you will attract success. That brings me to hard work and entrepreneurship. Graduating from the business school, you've certainly had the opportunity to learn about entrepreneurship. Many of you will pursue that course in life. You'll find entrepreneurship in all types of business. It was a very big part of our lives. So much so that Larry came up with his own definition of what an entrepreneur is. His list contained just 10 things. Things like hard work, understanding risk and reward, supply and demand, overcoming fear of failure, goal setting, having a vision when no one else sees it, but being willing to go there anyway. To me, the last one on the list is the most important. The number 10 says, an entrepreneur understands that the place he lives and works should be better when he left than when he came because he was there. Entrepreneurship allows us the opportunity to make a difference. Along with that opportunity becomes a responsibility, and that responsibility is to make the world better. We all want to live lives of meaning, and we want our lives to make a difference. Today is your day of celebration and accomplishment. But let tomorrow be the day you give serious thought to how your life and the decisions before you will begin to make the places where you live and work and play better because you were there. No one lives forever, but what you do with the life you've been given can have an impact for many generations. Entrepreneurship wouldn't be complete without talking about money. The number one rule about money is keep it in perspective. Never let money define you or become your master. It has a power of its own, and you must not let money or the pursuit of money control you. I've been poor and I've been wealthy, but to me it doesn't really matter because I know who I am and I'm the same person either way. I know who I am, and I know what's important to me, and my values are clear. When you have sufficient money for your needs, and everyone's needs are different, what's left then becomes a tool with which to do good and enrich the lives of others. Larry and I focused on using our money to provide quality jobs, to make scholarships available for our employees' children, for doing charity work, and for buying and building businesses that enhance the quality of life in our community. We have been richly rewarded along the way. It's important as you build your career to understand that money has a lot of faces. Being a successful entrepreneur or a business person provides you with certain freedoms. The freedom to earn as much money as you want, to do whatever you want with your earnings. Money can give you the freedom to live your life any way you want to. You have the freedom to bless others' lives by providing employment and goods and services. And most of all, you have the freedom and choice to live according to the values and beliefs that you cherish as truth. However, like everything else, money can bring the exact opposite. You can become addicted to the excitement of having a lot of money. You can become indebted through carelessness and become a slave to the demands of money. You may develop an obsession for increased riches and power, or you could lose all your wealth. You might cause the destruction and well-being of the lives of people around you. You may possibly find yourself doing whatever it takes to get the riches and power that you lust for. Comparing these two scenarios, you can see that money can be good or evil, uplifting or degrading, helpful to others or hurtful. It can enlarge your soul or it can shrivel your soul. But in reality, money is neutral. It's what you do with it that makes it good or evil. That's why it's so important to keep money in perspective. If you can't be happy now, more of something later probably won't make you happy either. It's been said that money simply makes you more of who you really are. If you use it to enrich people's lives and to do good things in the world, you will have done far more than those who simply seek to amass wealth. It's important to keep money in perspective. It's important to define your values and not lose sight of who you are. And it's important to work hard. The quality of your life will be in direct proportion to the quality of the decisions that you make. Having lots of money while not having inner peace is like dying of thirst while bathing in a lake. I'd like to finish my talk with a story that I found important. It's called The Wise Woman and the Stone. Once in ages past, there was an old wise mystic traveling through the mountains. She'd been alone for a number of days when early one morning she came across a precious stone in one of the highest mountain streams. It caught her eye, glinting in a manner unlike any of the others, and she retrieved it, marveling at its beauty. It was a rare jewel indeed, and she knew many of the merchants would trade their very homes and all of their possessions for the gem, so great was its value in the marketplace. Far beyond the allure of riches, however, its sheer delicacy and elegance was something to behold. Holding it up to the sun, it seemed nearly ethereal in how it filtered and refracted the morning light. Marking her fortune, she offered a silent prayer and slipped the stone into her pouch, continuing on her way. Soon after, she met another traveler along the path, a young man who was hungry and tired and looking for food. They spoke briefly, and the old mystic invited him to share her rations over a small meal. And of course, as the course of their communion unfolded, they traded stories. The wise woman learned that the young man was coming from the same town that she was headed to, the place of her birth, where she had been absent for many years as she traveled the countryside. He informed her that he had run out of work and had finally decided to leave, heading to the nearest town in order to find more employment. As they were cleaning up from the meal, the young man caught sight of the precious stone in her bag. "My goodness," he exclaimed, "is that what I think it is?" "Yes, quite," said the old lady, a gleam in her eye. She removed it from her pouch and held it up to the light. "I found it only moments before I met you. Would you like to hold it?" "Oh, very much so," the young traveler gulped, holding out his hands. The mystic placed the stone in his palms, and he stared down at it. "My word," he whispered. He knew this jewel held enough value to provide him a lavish life for the rest of his time here on earth. And while the thought that he could simply turn and run did cross his mind, he resisted it. He was not a thief, no matter the temptation. He looked at the old woman, wondering at her situation. She only had a few years left. Surely she had mentioned the stone that she had mentioned that she had no living relatives in the village she was headed back to. He simply could not resist. Sheepishly, he asked if she would be willing to give him the stone. "Certainly," she said, without batting an eye, "it's yours." She smiled at him, and he burst into tears, overcome with the good fortune this stranger had just bestowed on him. They hugged in the morning sun and said their goodbyes, he promising to return and visit her soon, and she welcoming him to do so. It was only a matter of days, however, before the old lady saw her mountain companion again. He turned up late one afternoon, wandering into the village wearing the same tattered clothes she had met him in. Before even reaching the next town, he said he had been plagued by his thoughts until he could no longer go on. "It came to me as I walked the mountain path in solitude, just what the real gift was," he said. "For the first day, I thought of nothing but the life I would live once I traded the stone in for riches. The idea of all the riches, food, and foreign lands I would experience enticed me greatly. But then, as I continued with it, moving through all of these images in my mind, it was as if I had lived that very life through, and I began to realize that after everything, it is only I who waits for me in the end." The old lady listened carefully, her eyes a mix of fascination, amusement, and deep understanding. How interesting this life was, even after all this time. The traveler took the gem from his pack and handed it back to her. Our exchange and your gift of the stone to me was the most significant thing that has happened to me in this life so far. I realize now that nothing has any meaning except the meaning that we grant it. Everything this jewel could provide me with is therefore ultimately empty. What I would like instead is whatever you have within you that enabled you to give me this precious stone without hesitation. If I can attain that, I will have attained the only true treasure in life. May you all seek for and find the treasure that fulfills you and your life while you build on values, hard work, and the proper perspective of money, and then share your good fortune with others. My very best to each one of you for continuous prosperity, success, and happiness. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Gail. Thank you for your inspiring words. Thank you for your example. Thank you for being our friend. Isn't it great to have friends like Gail Miller and John Huntsman Jr., who we heard from this morning? Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the awarding of diplomas. Today, 830 undergraduates are being recognized for earning their bachelor's degree at the Huntsman School of Business. Some of these are over in China. About 156 of those degrees are granted in a separate undergraduate degree for our Chinese students who earn an undergraduate master in international economics. Also, yesterday, 259 students were honored in our graduate commencement exercises. This is a wonderful group of graduates. We'll now proceed with the granting of the degrees. I'd like to ask members of our Board of Trustees who are with us today to stand at the end of our center ramp to congratulate the graduates as they come forward. I know that many friends and family members here want to have photos of their graduates. I ask your cooperation as we will need to move quickly due to the large size of this class. So for your convenience, we've arranged for 2 professional photographers to take photos of our graduates as they receive their degrees. They'll be stationed right here and right there. These photos will be available for you to download free of charge in the latter part of next week. So please resist the temptation to come down in front. Please check our Facebook site for more information. Now, with that, let me invite our Board of Trustee members to go to the bottom of the dais, and our department leaders from Economics and Finance to come over to the south side, and to the north side, our management department leaders, and we will begin the process of recognizing our students. The process will work as follows. The marshals will line up the students along the side of each ramp. They'll come up, their name will be read by the department head on either side. Each graduate then will come across the front, receive his or her diploma from me, go down the front, shake the hand of the Board of Trustees member, and move back into their seat. Can we all do that? It's Operations 101. Larry Walther, Dave Patel, and Vijay Kannan will hand the diploma cover to the students. And now with that, I'd like to recognize each one of our students. So let's go ahead and begin.
Nicholas Patrick Murray, Business Administration, valedictorian. Caitlin Ann Miller, MIS. Ben Vera, Finance.
Adam Ritter, Marketing.
Trevor Olson, Finance. Preston Dennis Nagley, Accounting, Economics, and Finance.
Corey Hart, Business Administration.
Ryan J. Cox, Finance.
Stephen Hunter Mann, Business Administration.
Hayden Wynn Smith, Economics.
Rex Forrest Beezer, Business Administration.
Jed Colby DeCamp, Economics and Finance.
Victoria Scott Rasmussen, Marketing and International Business.
Todd Robert Sorensen, Economics and Finance.
Joseph Andrew Collins, Business Administration.
Cordell Lewis Hull, Finance.
Justin Scott Miltenberger, Business Administration.
Lucine Aslian, Economics.
Brooke McCall Edmondson, Marketing.
Janice McMurdy, Economics.
Sadie Hale, Business Administration.
Logan Blake Allred, Economics.
Jennifer Ramirez, Business Administration.
Jacob Lee Bednar, Economics and Finance.
Kristen Tracy Hamblin, Business Administration.
Rex Ivory, Economics.
Abdul Fattah Alburai, Business Administration.
Amber Christine Baker, Economics. Charles Nicholas Fetty, Economics and Finance.
Travis Brian Hahn, Business Administration.
Austin Smoot, Finance and Economics.
Riley McMurdy Thompson, Marketing.
Gregory Ames Dudley, Finance.
Brandon Estoki, Marketing.
Troy Charles Tongish, Economics and Finance.
Kelsey Estoki, Anthropology.
Parker Lono Harris, Finance.
Amanda Kelsey Feldman, Business Administration.
Rachel Chestnut Crowther, Finance.
Benjamin Michael George, Marketing.
Stacy Michelle Heyer, Finance.
Jared Boyd Wilson, International Business.
Dakota Callie Farron, Finance and Economics.
Marquessa Ray Brown, Business Administration and Marketing.
Adam David Carlson, Economics.
Jessica Platt, Business Administration.
Jonathan Bradley Howell, Economics.
Jacob Mark Richards, Business Administration.
Nathan Alexander Clay, Finance and Economics.
Kelly Lorraine Merrill, Business Administration.
Alushi Liu, Economics.
Kyle M. Moore, Business Administration and Marketing.
Zhao Yun Han, Economics.
Ryan Richard Bell, Business Administration and Marketing.
Jingjing Shao, Economics and Finance.
Tara Nicole Dresser, Marketing.
Lee Mochun, Economics and Finance.
Lauren Emily Smith, Marketing.
Xin Lian, Economics and Marketing.
Tyler Jean Smith, Marketing and Economics.
Yifan Yu, Economics.
Rachel Jean Mays, Business Administration.
Christina Carol Edlund, Economics.
Mac Early, International Business.
Justin Alexander Miller, Economics. Patrick John Adams, Economics.
Gary Allen Higgs, Business Administration.
Vivian Smitha Baiji, Economics.
Michael Anthony Trimboli, Business Administration.
Grant T. Patty, Economics.
Brock M. Carlson, Business Administration.
Bracken P. Allen, Economics.
Sarah Nicole Landis, Marketing.
Brian Matthews Ison, Economics and Finance.
Kelsey Bob Williams, Marketing.
Bo Anthony Johnson, Finance and Economics.
Stephanie Dawn Williams, Marketing.
Michael Ryan, Economics.
Brandy P. Saraj, Business Administration.
Preston Jordan Hawley, Finance.
Lindsay Suzanne Doris, Business Administration.
Sarul Urdinabat, Finance.
Emily Ann Monk, Business Administration and Marketing.
Brian Philip Specker, Economics and Finance.
Amanda Irene Stadel, Business Administration.
William Harrison Wayand, Economics and Finance.
Omaira Sosa Chang, Business Administration and Marketing.
Elliot Leonard Adair, Finance.
Derek Earl Saraiva, Marketing.
Devin Morris Ovard, Finance.
Dallin Craig Bassett, Marketing.
Jackson Edgar Everton, Economics and Finance.
Matthew R. Sunquist, Business Administration.
Parker Evan Jardine, Finance.
Philip William Ungerhofer, Marketing.
Michael Ryan Ware, Economics.
Travis Boyd Erickson, Business Administration.
Young Hoon Kim, Finance.
Tyler David Ketron, Business Administration and Marketing.
Jameson G. Hartman, Finance.
Cameron Wade Stevens, Marketing.
Benjamin Matthew Workman, Economics and Finance.
Mikkel Lee Michael, Business Administration and Marketing.
Ethan Thomas Coyle, Finance.
Trevor J. Lind, Marketing.
Mark K. Cabanilla, Economics.
Nathan Paul Butters, Marketing.
Lindsay Ray Cabanilla, Economics.
Cameron Nelson Hawkins, Business Administration.
Dardo Jimenez, Economics.
Benjamin Campbell Johnson, Business Administration.
Derek K. Griffin, Economics and Finance.
Julian R. Brown, Marketing.
Kyle Wayne Beck, Finance.
Christopher Jeffrey Vaughn, Marketing.
Keith W. Barker, Finance and Economics.
Daniel W. Misaros, Marketing.
Craig Sheenshang, Finance and Economics.
Tyler Roger Grange, Business Administration and Marketing.
Mark Edward Israelson, Economics and Finance.
Shane Martin Wild, Business Administration.
Jordan Alma Shetta, Economics.
Corey Bocut, Marketing.
Daniela Schettel, interdisciplinary music and psychology.
Brandon Ivan Woodward, marketing.
Xiaomeng Zhang, economics and finance.
Trevor Kyle Mann, business administration.
Mark Victor Warren, economics and political science.
Hannah McIntosh Mann, marketing.
Christopher Curtis Brown, economics.
Courtney Pearl Johnson, business administration and marketing.
Jake Ryan Cottle, economics.
Mandy Nicole Lopatrello, marketing and business administration.
Alan Roger Rugg, economics.
Travis Vincent Kolopanovich, business administration and marketing.
John William Marshall, economics.
Matthew Tanner Koski, business administration.
Thomas Paul Williams, economics.
Nicholas Lyle, business administration.
Jason Glenn Fredrickson, economics and finance.
Daniel Wayne Hanna, international business.
Jeffrey Clark Johnson, economics.
Dylan Frederick Smith, marketing.
Ro Ying Wong, economics.
Justin Benjamin Hawes, business administration.
Kai He Chang, economics.
Adam D. Thomas, marketing.
Xiao Tan, economics and finance.
Michael H. Lewis, marketing.
Jia Ming Wang, economics and finance.
Jeffrey Noel Struthers, marketing.
Shudong Zhang, economics and finance.
Bryce Allen Sorensen, marketing.
Ho Ching Lao, economics.
Devin Lawrence Centers, business administration.
Sharia Khan, economics.
Camille Bay, business administration.
Phelps Ronald Wong, economics.
Rebecca Aslan Ward, marketing.
Brandon Hollyoak, economics.
Joseph Chad West, business administration.
Brendan John McCarty, finance.
Eric Lynn Cornea, marketing.
Hu Ching Yun, economics.
Adam James Winger, business administration.
Tan Tan Wu, economics.
Taylor Blaine Moore, business administration.
Abdurrahman Kali Ahadi, economics.
Martin Tyler Mayhew, business administration.
Saeed Mohammed Shafu, economics.
Mary Bridget O'Brien, marketing.
Ricardo Esteban Benavides, finance.
Nate Heaps, marketing.
Yunong Yun, economics.
Lisa Chittister, marketing.
Yi Lu, economics.
Kellyanne Reeder, marketing.
Zeyun Zhao, economics.
Colin Clark Reeder, marketing.
Shenyi Peng, economics.
Michael Kevin Wheat, accounting, econ.
Shu Du, Economics.
Kyle F. Draper, International Business.
Shin Ki Gao, Economics.
Taylor Jean Björk, Marketing.
Jiao Yu Chen, Economics.
Christopher Scott Stegan, Business Administration.
Zheng Yang Fu, Economics.
Daniel Bear Falk, Business Administration.
Shujiao Yuan, Accounting.
Jason Maxim Porter, Business Administration and Marketing.
Shiwen Yuan, Economics.
Ryan Bernius Nelson, Marketing.
Qi Shi, Economics.
Jessica Lynn Jones, Marketing.
Xianji Meng, Economics.
Matthew Priest, Masters in Accounting.
Chao Chao Shu, Economics. Yu Teng, Economics.
Peyton A.C. Fairbanks, Business Administration.
Song Gur, Economics.
Tanner Chad Newey, Marketing.
Xin Yu Yang, Economics.
Kyle Wayne Wilson, Business Administration.
Dean Anderson, I am proud to present to you the Department of Management Information Systems, Class of 2016. Lauren McKenna Johnson.
Kyle A. Mantis, Business Administration.
Shay Ashlyn Marriott McDonald.
Shannon Murray Davidson, Business Administration.
Caitlin Alverda Long.
Colton Davis Wiles, Business Administration.
Jeremy Von der Leith.
Andrew Bruce Schoniger, Business Administration.
Derek Bradley Saunders.
Skylar Ray Valinga, Business Administration.
Nathan Ross Ducats.
Alan Walker Valinga, Business Administration.
Thomas Jensen Butters.
Dylan Charles Jones, Marketing.
Timothy Rex Jones.
We're gonna let it go down. Colby Richard May, Business Administration.
Benjamin Sai Ola.
Kylie Taylor Larson, Marketing.
Tyler D. Sorensen.
Michael Joseph Reese, Marketing.
Riley Ted Reeder.
Matthew P. Richards, Business Administration and Marketing.
Nathan Arthur Sylvester.
Jeffrey John Manning, Business Administration.
Gregory Scott Brown.
Sean Josephson, Business Administration.
Kelton Dean Fife.
Anthony Chi Kung Kwok. International Business.
Dananji Bulgahamule.
Amanda Whitlock, Marketing.
Ross S. Caven.
Amber Sue Lynn Driggs, Business Administration.
Bryce Dobson Mortensen.
Zach Newman, Business Administration.
Samuel Douglas Silver.
Brendan Mark Anderson, Business Administration.
Matthew Ball Buchanan.
Taylor David Forbush, Marketing.
Ken Anderson.
Stephen Kurt Lundgren, Marketing.
Bernadette D. Tosi.
Christopher Barney, Business Administration.
Savannah Catherine Olson.
Benjamin Robert Ely, Marketing.
Michaela Van Gorder.
Michael Christian Pine, Marketing.
Matthew D. Larson.
Mitchell Douglas Nichols, Marketing.
Doreen Rose Van Dyke.
Brian Butler Godfrey, Business Administration.
Scott Maxwell Plamondon.
Aaron David Beitendorf, Marketing.
Daniel Mark Jansen.
Morgan Alexandra Ipachin, Marketing.
Jared Ryan Christensen.
Jedediah Jess Prettyman.
Richard Oliveira.
Tanner D. Clegg, Business Administration and Marketing.
Alexander Clayton Porter.
James Cameron Myers, Marketing.
Nicholas Jamie Wild.
Caroline Ashley Chase, Marketing.
Gavin L. Salisbury.
Tamara Bullock, International Business.
Kyle Brett Windmill.
Areg Haitayan, International Business.
Kevin Spencer Windmill, MIS. Heather Ellen Windmill, Business Administration.
Braden Joel Miller, Business Administration.
Philip Wayne Estes.
Lucas M. Lindholm, Marketing.
Dalton Smith Wilson.
Jordan Truex, Business Administration.
Caden C. Kulo, MIS. Kenzie Diane Kulo, Psychology.
Natalie Reichevich, Business Administration.
Alan Scott Roberts.
Stephen L. Palmer, Business Administration.
Derek A. Capps.
Mike Woodland, Marketing.
Richard Carl Woolston.
Joshua James Elgin, Business Administration.
Carl Bradley Law.
Ian Dale Blotter, International Business.
Andrew Hansey.
Weston H. Smith, International Business.
Travis Frank Randall.
Oakman Alexander Kennedy, International Business, Economics, and Finance.
Thomas Hernandez.
Kelly Lynn Hewish, Marketing.
Jinjing Yu.
Iwa Evan Joe, International Business and Marketing.
Ting Yu.
Todd Robert Hicken, Business Administration.
David Rodney Mays.
Skylar Kelly Korth, Business Administration.
Loy Tan Bo.
Mackenzie B. Hadley, Business Administration.
Sarah Elizabeth Patterson.
Seong-gu Moon, Marketing.
Jacob Paul Wood.
Suki Lee, Management.
Rachel Elizabeth Stenta.
Minkong Wayne, Business Administration.
Ann Martin.
Nathan Evan Kasparian, Business Administration.
Jonathan Christian Davis.
Leah Eliza Calder, Business Administration and Marketing.
Dean Anderson, I am proud to present to you the School of Accountancy Class of 2016. Solomon Stokes Anderson, Accounting.
Andrea Del Carmen Velez Carnejo, International Business.
Jordan Stenquist, Accounting.
Hyung Sok Young, Marketing.
Matthew G. Wadsworth, Accounting.
Frederick Lucero, Business Administration.
Brett Richmond Clapier, Accounting.
Jasmine Torres, Business Administration.
Zachary Wesley Johnson, Accounting.
Morgan Marissa Carter, Business Administration.
Tyler Wren Allen, Accounting.
Lee Vu, Business Administration and Marketing.
Ashton Spencer Edwards, Accounting.
Ree Zhu, Business Administration and Marketing.
Cade Weston Thomas, Accounting.
Kimberly Naomi Crane, Business Administration.
Wendy L. Andreessen, Accounting. Hayden William Anderson, accounting. Krista Ray Bedrero, accounting. Emily Ann Schmidt, accounting. William Douglas, accounting. Jeffrey Jean Fielding, accounting. Rachel Randall, accounting. Melinda Palmer, accounting. Aaron Conway Tingy, accounting. Nathan Kyle Allen, accounting. Sarah Jane Allen, recreation management. Jacob Michael Jenkins, accounting and economics. Dane Weiniger, accounting. Michelle Yasukochi, accounting. Alicia Lynn Dietrich, accounting. Christopher G. Michea Contreras, accounting. Alexander Aburto, accounting and business administration. Landon Todd Gilbert, accounting. Jerem Moala K. Alola, Baldemero, accounting. Vina Fonseca, accounting. Elise Joyce Warner, accounting. Brett Jason Anderson, accounting and entrepreneurship. Hansuren Naratayua, accounting. Amula Yandan, accounting. Robert Terry Anderson, accounting. Landon Judd Spendlove, accounting. Joshua Craig Christensen, accounting. Paige Emma Brown, accounting. Sarah Ashton Roseberg, accounting. Phuong Ngoc Nguyen, accounting. Jing Yuan Meng, economics.
The class of 2016. Now, I want to take one more moment to recognize another special graduate, one of our students, Jordan Niedrich, who could not be here today. He was scheduled to graduate. Tragically, he passed away a few weeks ago, but Jordan's family is here with us. And his brother Michael, we've invited to come up to the stand and accept a diploma on Jordan's behalf. Michael. Jordan's parents and family right over here. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Please accept our deep condolences on your great loss. We're so grateful that Jordan could have been a student at Utah State University. Now I have just a few closing remarks that I'd like to share, especially with our graduating seniors. I'd like to ask you to reflect back on your first day on this beautiful campus. Think about the hopes and dreams you came to Utah State with, and think about the amazing journey that you've been on. Think about the challenges you faced, the late nights before exams and papers were due, the disappointments and also the accomplishments, the new ideas, the new experiences, the new relationships that are now part of who you have become. All these experiences are part of the adventure that brought you to this moment. And here's the great part, it's only just beginning. There is a reason why we call this ceremony a commencement. It's a beginning. We're now sending you forth on your great postgraduate journey. It'll be a quest for meaning, for contribution, for purpose, and ultimately for accomplishment. And it's a never-ending journey. It's the hero's journey, as Joseph Campbell called it. The end result we seek from our curriculum and the entirety of the Huntsman experience is to develop in you, our students, the conviction that you have a responsibility larger than yourselves and the capacity to do something about it. In my office, I keep this framed quote from Rabbi Tarfon. He said this, quote, "It is not your responsibility to finish the work of perfecting the world, but you are not free to desist from it either," end quote. As you leave here today, we invite you to commit yourself to the noble ambition of perfecting the world, knowing full well that you will never finish the job. Remember our motto, Dare Mighty Things, and remember, the world needs more Aggies. In the four corners of the world, leading lives of meaning, service, and impact, the world needs you. You now represent us, the Huntsman School of Business and Utah State University. We're proud of you, and we know you will not disappoint us. Congratulations and best wishes for your continued success. You guys ready? And now, as a Huntsman School commencement tradition, our outgoing Huntsman School Senator, Ben Vera, will read what has become our motto, the Dare Mighty Things quote from President Theodore Roosevelt. Ben?
Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in a gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you all for coming. We've done it again, managed to do it in under our allotted time, and still to have a great graduation. As a final farewell, graduates, please stand up and join in singing of the Scotsman, and Ben and others on the stand are going to help lead us.
All right, I'm going the way you guys go. A lot of pressure, Trevor.
Show me
Never been done better. And this concludes our 2016 graduation ceremony. Congratulations.